Hey, what's up, everyone? Thanks for checking out my channel again. This is Chris over at I Am Toys. This is the Hot Toys Luke Skywalker from Force Awakens, finally released in Hong Kong a few days ago. I don't know if a lot of people have been waiting for this figure, but I definitely have. It doesn't seem as if it's as sought after as some of the other. I don't know. The whole Force Awakens line so far doesn't really seem as if it's as popular as everyone would think, or you would think it would be. I don't know if it has to do with the movie itself, which I enjoyed, but a lot of people thought it was maybe a rehash of some of the original films, basically. But hey, I enjoyed it for the most part, and for me, this figure is definitely a must-have because, I mean, if you love Star Wars and you have some of the older Luke Skywalkers or some of the older figures from Hot Toys, but the incarnation of him is young, obviously, you have to have the old one too. So I'm actually surprised there isn't more hype around this figure. Honestly, maybe it's just me. Maybe there is a lot of hype, and I'm just not seeing it this time around for some reason with this figure. But this figure is definitely, as I just mentioned, a must-have for me because I have the younger Skywalkers, and you definitely have to have this one, So some people might be waiting for the next one, for a different version of him, but this was the first version that we got of him, and this was the first time that we saw Skywalker come back in the new film. So it's been a long time, and it's nice it's gonna sit nice with my other Star Wars figures. So other than that, there's really not much to talk about. I'm gonna go through the accessories with you as usual, and delineate some things, I guess, and I'll do a couple poses at the end, showing you the somewhat dynamic range of this figure. There's not that many accessories, so it's a few hands, and you get a base. I got this directly from Hong Kong, so I can't remember if Sideshow is doing the same thing, but you get a diorama kind of base that mimics the grass or the mountaintop that he was standing on in the film. So in Hong Kong, they marketed it as some pre-order exclusive or something like that. So maybe that's the Sideshow exclusive. I don't know, but you don't get a lot. So value might go into the cons towards the end, but the figure overall, I think the head sculpt's awesome. So let's just get into it and show you the figure. All right, and here's a close-up of the HS, the head sculpt. I think it looks really, really good. I've seen some comments in the forums about, I mean, it's not a lot, but I've seen a few people, and maybe it's even more than that, I don't know, trashing the head sculpt and saying that it's completely effed, basically, which I don't agree with at all. I think this is, as far as the likeness to Mark Hamill in the film, this is like 98 to 99% of the way there, and that's being maybe a little more than modest. If I wanted to really critique it, say 97% of the way there, which is really fantastic. So if this head sculpt isn't good for you, it's just, I don't know what to tell you. Some of the comments that I saw regarding this figure circulating around the head sculpt reminded me of the reception to The Force Awakens Han Solo, which is, in my opinion, probably top 5, for me anyway, one of the top 5 head sculpts that Hot Toys has ever done. Hands down. It's pretty immaculate. It's incredible. So, and there were still people trashing the head sculpt, saying, well, this is wrong, and this is wrong, and this is wrong. I don't understand that. I mean, if this head sculpt's not good enough for you, and you're going to find problems with it, and you're going to find, if you found problems with the Han Solo head sculpt, then I don't know what the heck you're doing in this hobby. Because if those head sculpts don't please you, then I don't understand really what some folks are looking for in this hobby. I mean, you're never going to get perfection. The sculpt is always going to soften from the prototype. Sometimes you get really lucky, sometimes you don't. Sometimes that softening actually benefits the head sculpt even more. I think this head sculpt is rocking, in my opinion. So if you disagree, you can disagree, but some of the really, really negative comments that I've seen about it are just, in my opinion, are insane. I think it's top notch. So just my 2 cents. So let's do what I normally do. We'll pan the front, show you a 360 of the figure, and show you 1 or 2 poses at the end. Alright, so here's the front of the outfit. We'll go down for you. Good tailoring and detail on the outfit overall. In good Hot Toys fashion. The boots are sculpted. I don't even remember if you could even see the boots in the film. Maybe as he was standing there, but I'm sure Hot Toys probably got shots of it so they knew how to sculpt it. But the tailoring is good. Hot Toys usually doesn't have a problem in that territory. So, and let's turn them around. Here's the right side portrait shot of the head sculpt. Looks very good. Still think it looks like Mark Hamill from that side as well. Tailoring as we go down. I like the detail on the hand. The detail on the hand is really good. A lot of little intricacies. As far as the component structure of the hand, I think they did a good job. And as we go down, nothing too fancy. It's basically the robe that he was wearing. And Luke, him and his hoods. He loves wearing his hoods. Alright, let's rotate him around again. Left side's portrait of the head sculpt. Also, again, in my opinion, looks like Mark Hamill through and through. Tailoring on this side is also similar to the other side. The belt buckle, of course, is plastic. It's not metal. It would be nice if those little things, if they gave you metal. It would be nice, but who knows, maybe in the film it was actually plastic, so who knows. But either way. Alright, really cool detail, man. Hot Toys does hands in a way that I haven't seen many other companies do. They're really good at getting the paint application and the details of hands. Like I mentioned in my review of Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange, that was probably some of the best detailed 1/6 hands I've ever seen. I don't know who would come in second. There are some custom companies out there that do a pretty good job as well. So, there's definitely competition out there. Hot Toys is very good. So yeah, here's the wrap, as you can see. I'll bump the exposure up a little bit so you can see the detail on that. It's also pretty good. Sorry, I dropped the camera there. But also very good. Again, sculpted. I believe that's not actual cloth. I know I was surprised with the Doctor Strange figure because I thought it was sculpted, and then when I touched it, I'm like, that was actually cloth wrapped around the boot. So that was a nice addition to the figure. But for this, I believe that is not cloth. I believe that is sculpted. So we'll make our way back up, and we will get to the back. Show you the sculpted hair on the back as well. The back of the figure, the sculpted hair, which some people are always either on two sides of the fence. They either love it or they hate sculpted hair. I'm sure there's some folks that could probably customize it and it would be great. I am a fan either way as long as it looks good, so I really don't care. And for this figure, I think it looks fine. You're not going to hear too many complaints from me about it. So again, and moving down, as I mentioned, Luke loves his hoods. I think the figure does look great with the hood up as well. And again, nothing too fancy. As you can see, They did add a little bit of weathering down at the base of the cape, and I'm going to brighten that up a little bit for you so you can see it more. Hopefully that comes through. It's not a lot, it's a little bit, but it's there. So, and as you can see, I have them on the standard base down here. Alright, and moving back up. We'll turn them back around for... Actually, no, actually before I do that, I'll show you the accessories first. Alright, and here are the accessories. We'll start with one of the other mechanical hands. This is a closed fist, but it's also open, so you can put something in it, lightsaber, what have you. You've got one closed grip again. That's also a hand that you can put something in again, lightsaber, etc. Cool little pose if you want to have him using the Force. And open-handed hand, mechanical hand. You know, that you could probably do a number of things. One, of course, if you have the Force Awakens R2-D2 or just an R2-D2 in general, you can recreate the pose, that quick scene from the film where he has his hand on R2-D2, and so on and so forth. So there's the diorama base that it comes with. Mimic that top of the mound where he was. And yeah, that's really about it as far as accessories, folks. So let's get to the poses. And boom! Dynamic pose, son! Anyway, so there you go, guys. That's my dynamic pose for you. Good old Trump, man. He just, he can't win. You know? Unfortunately, I guess Trump would probably be an arch nemesis as far as the Jedi are concerned. You know, definitely. But anyway, as far as pros and cons, oh man, pros. Incredible head sculpt. Tailoring on the outfit's good as far as what was in the film. You could probably be a little bit more weathered, probably maybe a little not as clean. I'm trying to remember from the movie. I don't think it was as clean as it's been demonstrated here in this figure, but it's still really good. You know, I really don't have much to complain about it, and you can customize it if you want to weather it more and make it look dirty and do whatever you want to do, but overall it's great. Definitely con would be, hey, lack of accessories, right? But he really didn't have anything in the film, so I would have liked, though, what would have been cool is if they would have sold Luke and R2-D2 as a 2-pack. I think that would have been awesome. That would have been really, really a good deal, especially if they tried to cut you a deal, but I don't know, Hot Toys usually doesn't do that. They'd probably still charge you the full price for both, and you probably still wouldn't make out, but it would have been nice, you know, something, I don't know, something maybe that he had from like one of the flashback scenes, maybe an alternate outfit or something, because I think you see him wearing a black robe in one of the flashbacks. That would have been nice, you know, something. You know, Hot Toys could have got a little bit more creative. So again, con, accessories. So that's really it. I mean, the articulation is pretty decent. It's maybe just about standard for a Hot Toys figure. You got a decent waist rotation, decent rotation around the knee, the hip joints. It's okay. You know, and you're really not going to get too crazy with this figure anyway. I'd probably give the articulation like a 7 or a 6 out of 10, something like that. But it's you can get some decent poses. So, anything else really? Oh, the hood. It actually is just like, well, not just like, but it's similar to the Doctor Strange cape, to where it's magnetized around the front portion. So basically, you know what? It's easier if I just show you. Let me try to not knock over the effing camera as I'm walking over. But right over here, And on the same side, on the left side, there are magnets, and I'm assuming obviously there are magnets underneath the shirt as well in those spots, because it magnetizes right to that spot. So it's just like the, well, not just like exactly, but it's similar to the Doctor Strange cape, which I also did a review on. If you want to see what I'm talking about, scroll down some of the videos. Should be my last one from what I understand. So that's really about it, man. I'm not really going to talk about the next film as far as he's concerned, because I'm not like a lot of people. I don't like spoiling movies for myself. There's so many people out there, man, that love getting into the fan theories and looking for everything, and they ruin the movie for themselves, man. I look at the first trailer for the film, and that's it. I don't want to see anything else. I don't like featurettes. I don't like any of the other stuff, because by the time you've done hunting and browsing the web and hitting every blog, you've pretty much ruined the entire movie for yourself, and nothing's a surprise. So I don't really know much at all about the next film, except for what we saw briefly in that trailer. So that's it, man. And I'm not going to be trying to find out anything. So one of my idiot friends, when Force Awakens first came out, so spoiler alert, we were on Facebook, and he was like, yeah, you know, Han Solo dies in the film, man, so, you know, that's going to make me mad. And I'm like, what do you mean he's going to die? And he's like, oh, I read it online. I'm like, come on, dude. I'm like, you fucking asshole. Like, I'm like, I didn't know that. Like, and he didn't care. Like, he read that online, and it didn't even faze him. It didn't even fucking faze him. Some people just would rather know everything right up front than save anything for a surprise. It's just, I don't know. That seems counterintuitive to watching a film to me. So, but whatever. So that's about it, really. Not too many pros, not too many cons. It's just, well, not too many cons, rather. The pros itself, it's a good figure. And for the price, it might be a little escalated, a little jacked up, but overall, it's a very good figure, and the likeness is incredible. So, that's about it, guys. So if you like the video, feel free, you know, as usual, like, subscribe, share as much as you want. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop me a line in the comments. I'm usually pretty good at getting back to people. If I don't, just bug me, comment again or something. I'm on Facebook. You know, so that's about it. Adios, folks. Deuces.